History, 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 and there's so much more to learn here at the Alger County Heritage Center. Phyllis, now we're looking at things that people used back then. We went from housing to now something else. So what can you tell us about what we're looking at right now?
This is a carpet loom, and the pioneer women were very skilled at being able to thread these and operate them, tear up their rags to use to make carpets. We see an example down here. And this came out of Swanberg Farm in Chatham, and it's in working condition. We just need somebody to sit down and operate
to know how
Maybe
to use
you'd like to do
that. Seems like a very complex machine to use, but I know maybe back then it wasn't maybe that complex.
Above we have the original sign from the Eben Railroad Station, the depot.
Oh, nice. How did you guys? How were you guys able to obtain that?
I'm not really sure. That was given before my time, but
you know what I think is really interesting about this is that these rugs, I don't personally know any rug makers, so I'm not sure that any of them are sitting with a giant loom in their living room making these, but this style of rug, it's still popular in 2025. I see these all the time. We have these at my grandparents' house. I see people selling them at various farmers markets and other festivals.
The handmade ones.
Yeah.
But you can still buy them at IKEA and on Amazon too, but not the handmade
Well, it doesn't have the
ones.
same effect as being made handmade by a Youper. So obviously a pretty big part of the history of this area.
Might be able to find that at TJ Maxx, probably.
Mass created, no, it doesn't have the same effect.
No, reaching out.
The co-op stores were real important in the area too. There was one in Munising, there was two in Eben, there was one in Chatham, one in Trinary, and they were owned by the members. And so we have a collection of artifacts here that was donated with the co-op label.
And we do still have co-ops, a few co-ops throughout the Upper Peninsula today selling farm fresh produce, meats, dairies, that sort of thing. But it seems like 100 years ago, 75 years ago, 50 years ago, there was a lot greater of a focus on local food, and the food system wasn't as, you know, we weren't going to Walmart superstores.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of the local farmers actually gave to the stores back then. I remember my dad, strawberries, all his vegetables we raised. He took them to the Hub Super Value, and, you know, they helped sell the produce and stuff. The co-op here in Munising, I was just a young girl, but I remember the counter. You know, they had people that'd sit at the counter and have coffee and that, and, well, the mothers or fathers shopped. You know? It was a community place.
Mary Jo, having a rich family history here in Munising, do you ever come across any of these artifacts or stories and are surprised by maybe your family's involvement in some of this, or just you come across things that you never realized?
Well, sometimes, but a lot of it, what is more surprising is I look at it and I'm like, we use that at home. You know, I grew up using these utensils that you'll see in our little pantry, and, you know, a lot of people come in and say, oh, that doesn't seem that old. I mean, we're still using my parents, you know, so it's nice how it's passed through the generations. Yeah. It's just lucky we get some, you know, because back then they were well-made, items were well-made, you know, your tools were well-made, and they lasted, and they still use them.
Yeah, I like the butter scooper right there. I'm wondering how much butter is one making to have it that big. Yeah,
you know, everything, you know, when I grew up, everything was off the farm. Our meat, our vegetables, everything. We ate from the little farm we had. You know, we only went to the store for certain items. It was nice to be involved in the making of this stuff. Even our root beer, we made homemade at home.
Ooh.
So it was wonderful.
That's something that's definitely been lost. We have all these modern conveniences. And at what cost? Well, the cost of a lot of handmade things. Like, we don't have a lot of people sitting at these looming machines anymore.
Right.
Like John mentioned, you could probably go to TJ Maxx and find it.
Probably.
But it's just not the same. We do have to take another commercial break, but when we come back in 3 minutes, we'll still be moving around the Alger County Heritage Center, showing you various aspects of this area's history. Stay with us.